Welcome to Finance Friday. I'm Jon Katz, the Vice President of Marketing here at Build. And today's topic is, what are you going to use the cash for if you are already using financing and debt to grow your business? So we get this question a lot. Well, if I'm not using the cash from my cash flow to finance growth and I'm using debt, what am I using my cash for? Well, I'm going to give you a couple answers here, and there's a few different angles. Well, the first as a business owner is, listen, a peace of mind and better cash flow is absolutely critical. So something where you're not worried about how you're going to pay for materials, how you're going to pay for labor, already is a benefit in and of itself. But let's assume that you're perfectly comfortable and you aren't really worried too much about paying for payroll, paying your crew, and paying for materials. Well, what else can you do with that capital? Well, it's a great question. Number one, you could certainly be investing in more crew, right? If you take on more jobs than you're currently doing and your crew is already at capacity, well, you could certainly go take on more jobs with more crew, but you're going to have to hire that crew. What about equipment? What about your tools? How about improving and continuously making better the tools and assets that you have in your business to continue to provide great work to your general contractors and for your property owners? So just the investments of upkeep and upgrading your stuff is an investment in cash that you may want to use that existing cash from. What about going into new markets? Well, if you're working primarily in, let's say, Austin, Texas, well, what if you want to start bidding on jobs in, let's say Dallas? Well, if you just have people in Austin, you're going to have to drive out to Dallas. You're going to have to start building relationships with general contractors out there. That costs money. And so use the cash that you have to be investing in that type of growth. Even marketing and advertising, right? We talk a lot about here at Build that your brand is really a function of the quality of work you do, the speed at which you do it, the reliability and consistency, and ultimately how safely you get it done. But there's plenty of other things you can do to invest in your brand, your online presence, a better website, social media. So you could hire a social media marketer to really start highlighting the great projects that you guys do. So ultimately, there's an endless number of things you can do to really grow your business, and you should not be using your existing cash on things like large purchases of materials, paying your crew, and even paying for large pieces of equipment. Financing is a better tool for that. So if you have any questions, we would be happy to answer them. But that is really the lowdown here on how you should be using your capital or your cash instead of debt.